What's up, YouTube? So today I wanted to do another quick video just talking about another more or less older hobby for me, but a new hobby for my son. So today I'm hanging out in my son's room. His name is Colton and he's 4 years old. And I wanted to talk a little bit about video games. So I've been a lifelong video gamer. I've played video games since I was really little. I don't remember the exact age I started. I was probably around 5 or 6 when I got into it, but I started out on the 8-bit Nintendo, and I think since then I've owned every video game system that has been around, with the exception of the newest Xbox, the Xbox One. I didn't go that route. I do currently have a PlayStation 4, and for my son we have the Nintendo Switch, we have the Nintendo 3DS, and the latest thing that has become big besides just tablets, and which that's huge too, when you go video games with kids now, apps are really where it's at. They drive and build so many apps dedicated to kids of all ages now. Don't get me wrong, I mean, consoles have their place and will always have their place, and I really enjoy console games. But when it comes to quick things and games you can pick up and do on your phone and carry with you and travel and time restraints and kids of all ages, apps are where it's at now. So when you go to the App Store, you know, you can search games by ages, by genre, whatever you'd like, you know, types of games, whatever you want to do. There's all kind of free games. A lot of them have the in-app purchases, but you know what I'm talking about. There's just such a variety and such a library of games available that way. So my son, he does a lot of little games on his tablet. He really enjoys those. But not only that, what I wanted to get into as well is the newest edition and release comes from Apple that I think is going to be a huge hit. So it's called Apple Arcade, and it just has hit the market. What I love about it is mainly right now the price tag. So it's $4.99, $5 a month, and you can do it from your phone, your Apple tablet, pretty much all your Apple products, even Apple TV, which we have in each room. So what's so great about it is developers make all these different apps and they load them onto Apple Arcade, and you're only paying that one $5 a month subscription charge to have access to all the games that they put into the arcade or store or whatever you want to call it. So I've looked at it, and I'm going to actually cut over in a second and show you what's available right now and what it looks like. But there's a good many games already out there. There's some games that my son enjoys. There's some games that I enjoy. And I think it's really going to be kind of the next big thing in the gaming industry. I think that we're probably going to start seeing this type of thing from a lot of other companies and developers. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, a lot of things are going digital, and even on all the consoles, the PlayStation 4 that I have, I don't own any hard disk games. All the games that I have are digitally downloaded now. I think that's just the way to go. I don't have to, you know, get up and change out the disc every time I want to switch out a game or keep up with them or worried about them getting scratched. I've looked a little bit into the next gen consoles, and I think Xbox announced that they would have a version of the console that's digital only. I think they're still going to offer an actual disc if that's what you prefer, but I think that's the way the gaming industry is really going to move, is to everything digital. So having said that, I'm sitting in my son's room, and excuse the mess and all, and he's got a smaller TV. He's got a 32-inch in his room, but he has his Switch and game systems and all hooked to it in his Apple TV. So I'm going to put the camera over on that and just kind of walk through what Apple Arcade looks like for anybody that's not familiar with it or hadn't seen it yet, and just show you the games that are available on it right now. I don't know how often they're going to update it with new games, but it'll probably be significant. They'll probably add new games fairly regular on it. It was what I expect anyway. But anyway, we're doing the trial of it and we'll see how we like it. I'm curious as to what other people think about it. So if you want to start a discussion for this video, let me know what you think about Apple Arcade. Let me know what you think about video game consoles and the future of gaming yourselves. I'm kind of interested in your opinions as well. Thanks so much. Okay, everybody, so this is on my son's Apple TV, and this is the app for Apple Arcade. When you put it on here, it kind of shows some games in the background, them going through and playing it. I hope everybody can see okay. It was kind of a glare when I turned the light on, so I turned it off. So hopefully it's okay. But anyway, let's go into Apple Arcade now and take a look. So right now what I'm going to do is just kind of scroll through here so you can see what they have available. Some of these games we've tried out. He's a huge fan of all the Lego stuff, so that was a really fun game for him. He also likes racing things. His favorite game on the Nintendo Switch is Mario Kart, so the Sonic racing was really fun for him as well. Some of these games we haven't tried yet, but I plan on trying to go through several of them, kind of to see what he likes and what I like. Got a tab with new arrivals here, just a couple of them I haven't seen. And then, like it says right here, only on Arcade. So some of these games are actually apps available for your phone and tablet as well. Some of them are cross-platform, I guess you would call it. But some of them are, well, I think the majority of them are actually exclusive to the Apple Arcade. Here's your different categories that you can go to. They have a lot of family, like they're loading board game type things in there that are pretty fun too. Different types for beginners, you know, for your smaller kids and things. Being 4 years old, my son can't read yet. He's learning his ABCs, but you know, a lot of these games, even the beginner ones, they might have some wording in it or things to read. I'll read it to him if I'm around. If I'm not around, he makes his way through it pretty well. I'm surprised these days how well kids can figure out games and how to play them, you know, especially when they can't read. I guess they just kind of push buttons until they get it figured out. Well, let's just go through here and hopefully you can read all of it. That one actually looks pretty neat. The Frogger is supposed to be a big one. I think they had a preview of that at the Apple show this year, and I think the developers actually showcased it, but it looked pretty neat. It's kind of a new spin on Frogger. Murder Mystery Machine, you know, and some of these are going to be geared more for adults and higher age groups, but you know, a lot of them would be fine for kids. You can select ratings on it and all. Rayman, that's an old classic I remember playing. And then keep in mind too, some of the games when you go to download them, I found that you can play them with your Apple TV controller, but a lot of them require an actual controller with joysticks and all on it. And you know, those are one of those things that you can pick up really easily. The one we got, I can't remember the brand. I'll grab it up there and show you. It was it's just a Bluetooth controller, but I think it was designed more with the Apple TV in mind, and it works very well with it. I think Okay, so back to the controller I was recommending. This is it, and I don't know if it'll focus enough for you to see it really well, but it's called the Steel Series, and they sell this controller at Best Buy, and it works really well with the Apple TV and all the games from Apple Arcade. So anyway, it might be something you want to pick up. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of other options. I think about any Bluetooth controller is going to work, but this one is kind of paired with it, and I think they sell them on the Apple website. So anyway, that's just my recommendation.